Good morning folks, welcome back to the channel, and it's raining right now, so yeah, well glad we're in the workshop. We need to get starting on the van panelling today. So obviously the last time you got a little bit of a teaser, so this time yeah, we're going to go through and talk about the panelling and the adjustments we had to make, how they fit, where you attach them, all that kind of stuff. So let's get to it now. Perfect!
That'll do. Look at that.
Don't worry folks, well there's a window trim and blind and everything that goes over there as well.
Yeah, there's a nice finish on the outside.
Yeah, so we just need to neaten that off, possibly take a little bit more off, and then see how we look.
Hey.
So what we did, we screwed the panel in and then went on the inside of the window, which is a bit stupid because I'd put the ladder over it, but hey ho. Marked out the corners, then basically cut out the hole, which was the actual frame that we could get to. So that's the hole that you can see now. We've then taken the actual window surround, which is going to cover the hole and the window, and we then marked with the box that you can see there is actually this inner frame. So what I've done then to make sure you don't see the beige plastic trim is I've gone in 20mm all the way around, and that's what you see those dots for, so that when the frame goes over there, you won't see the beige trim at all. It'll be hidden halfway in the middle of that frame, so you'll just see the back of the window, which is far nicer than a rough edge frame, in my view anyway. You can do it whichever you want to. I'm just showing you the way I did it, because obviously this is the way I do it folks. This isn't a how-to video. So yeah, fits around the frame, and obviously I know it's not neat. You could, if you wanted to, put some U gasket or a U rubber seal or something around it, which is what they use on bonded windows around the edge of the cut. But like I say, it's all going to be hidden behind the shade frame. Love screwing. So I've used screws that are the same head diameter, but are twice the length, to get through the plastic and into the wood frame that was originally behind it. And that seems to be the sweet spot. And then it also stops the fact that we don't need so many screws around it as well, because it's holding the frame tight. So probably just some screws around the top like we did with the other panel. So there we go folks, back doors, smashed it. And having smashed the back doors, it was time to move onto the side door. Same thing, put the frame over, fix it, cut a hole out, trim it, carry on. So quickly worked out as well that the edge of the door didn't seat correctly as it came supplied. So there was some fettling. I know some of you are finding that word rather amusing, but yes, there was some fettling involved in making the edge of the door fit around the door handle. So yeah, orbital sander on a bit of plastic, and within 10 minutes that was fitting nicely, and I could get onto the next stage, actually fitting the panel to the door to then cut the window out. So once I've mounted the panel to the inside of the door, it was just a matter of opening the window and going around the opening with a pen so I could mark out where I needed to cut. So just the same process as before, remove the panel again. You can see the markings that I've made on the back of the panel through the window, so I know my rough measurements where the window is going to sit. It's then a matter of getting the internal blind, making the same measurements again to make sure that once I cut the panel out, that there's going to be enough of a recess or a diminished size of the actual cut so that it's hidden behind the actual surround, so the blind set. And then once that's been cut out, smooth it all off, neaten it all up, and then yeah, get it put back on. Technical errors at this stage meant that we didn't notice that the camera battery had gone flat. Sorry about that. So the panel that's on the near side to the rear pillar, that was fitted along with the pillar panel, just with one screw to hold it in place, because quite crucially these panels, where they join, they need to join and line up all at the same time. So you can't fit one panel and then sort of like move on to the next panel. You have to make sure that all panels are able to freely move around, so you can align them so their lines match up correctly, and also the panels align to the fitment points correctly as well. So what I found was the panel that was going over to the door frame, the sliding door frame, I needed to get rid of the door seal for that so I could fit that in the right place, and then align the rear panel to that panel so it all met at the right point, so then I could attach it all together. So this is where we are now, all finished down one side, including the top of the door. So what I was saying about this panel is this panel doesn't really attach anywhere. You have to leave it loose while you fit this panel next to it. I haven't put any of the screw caps on yet, so just don't ignore that. They do look nice when they're finished. So you fit this panel with this panel loose, they align up together, and then this panel then sits behind the door rubber, and that's how it fixes in. So it's not really got any fixings in that panel. This one, you've got 2 points where it actually attaches. One is this bottom ridge here. So here's the other side I've not done yet, and you can see the ridge line as it sits there, and it's this flat bit at the bottom that I'm using to attach. And then when you go up, you've got the same ridge line across the top there, like that, and that runs all the way down that side of the van as well, and that's where you're screwing the top into. So what I did was I started off with that screw there to hold this panel in place in situ, and then I aligned this panel next to it so that it's sat, so this panel sits on top of the door up there, and it goes round that bit, and then it sits inside the door seal like that, and then I've screwed it into that top panel. Ignore that, that's because I wanted to do something first and I realised my mistake. Don't worry though, there's a cupboard going over that bit. So that's affixing into the sidewall support, and then these two are fixed into the sidewall support, as is that one, and then going back across the line there, they are as well. So that then gives you the two side pieces, and obviously I've finished the overhead top there. The two doors are done. This top bit here, there is a piece that goes over there, connects it to that and goes all the way down to the bulkhead. I just need to finish the ceiling off before I do all that bit. Right, that's enough waffle on this one. Like I say, next time, I need to finish the ceiling off before we can then do the other side and get all that done and get all the back done as well. So yeah, there's a bit of a procedure involved, shall we say, to get the next bit done, and that is that you should start off with the finished ceiling before you fix the front overhead cab stuff. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, folks.